Hey, Vikings faithful. Skull Nation, what's good? We've got some spicy NFL news to unpack, and this time, it's about our old friend Jonathan Bullard signing with the New Orleans Saints and their rookie QB Tyler Shough locking in a groundbreaking contract. Yeah, you heard that right. Our former Vikings defensive end is heading to the Big Easy, and the Saints are making waves with their QB situation. Why does this matter to us? Because it's a chance to talk about a familiar face, the state of the Saints, and what it all means for the NFC. So, buckle up. Let's dive into this drama-filled update and see how it shakes out for our Vikings. What do you think Bullard's gonna bring to New Orleans? Drop your thoughts in the comments. First off, let's talk about the big news from New Orleans. The Saints just inked a deal with our former Vikings defensive end, Jonathan Bullard, a 9-year vet who's been around the block, Chicago, Arizona, Seattle, Atlanta, and of course, Minnesota. Last season, Bullard started all 17 games for the Vikings, racking up 1 sack and bringing that gritty depth to our pass rush. Now, he's reuniting with Brandon Staley, his old coach from his Bears days, under new Saints head coach Kellen Moore. This move screams depth and experience for a Saints team looking to surprise in the NFC South. But Vikings fans, how do we feel about losing Bullard? Is this a blow to our D-line, or are we stacked enough to roll on? Now, here's the kicker. The Saints didn't stop at Bullard. They also locked in their second-round pick, quarterback Tyler Shough, to a fully guaranteed 4-year, $10.795 million deal. Huge news for a rookie QB. This contract, finalized just before training camp on July 22, 2025, includes a unique roster bonus structure, a first for a non-first-round pick, ensuring Shough gets paid big during the first week of camp each year. This deal sets a precedent, as Shough was the last 2025 draft pick to snag a fully guaranteed contract. With Derek Carr's retirement shaking things up, Shaw's now in a heated QB battle with Spencer Rattler. Vikings fans, what's your take? Can Shough be the Saints' next big thing? Or is this a risky bet? Alright, let's zoom in on Jonathan Bullard for a sec. This guy's a journeyman, no doubt, 9 years, 5 teams, and a knack for showing up when it counts. In 2024 with the Vikings, he wasn't lighting up the stat sheet with just 1 sack, but his 17 starts showed he's a reliable piece in the trenches. According to NFL Network's Mike Garafolo, Bullard's visit to New Orleans last month sealed the deal, and now he's joining a Saints defense looking to bolster its pass rush. With Brandon Staley's defensive mind in the mix, could Bullard be a sneaky good pickup for the Saints? And for us Vikings fans, does this make you nervous about our depth? Or are we feeling good about our D-line heading into 2025? Switching gears, let's break down this Tyler Shough situation. The Saints drafted him 40th overall out of Louisville, where he threw for 3,195 yards and 23 touchdowns in 2024. The dude's got a cannon 6'5", a 4.63-second 40-yard dash, and a knack for making big throws. But here's the catch. His injury history at Oregon and Texas Tech had some teams spooked, and at 26, he's older than most rookies. Still, the Saints went all in with this fully guaranteed deal, signaling they see him as a potential QB1. Vikings fans, if Shough wins the starting job, could he make the Saints a threat in the NFC? Or are we still ruling the North? Now, let's talk about why this Shough contract is such a big deal. ESPN's Adam Schefter dropped the bombshell that it's a 4-year, $10.795 million deal, fully guaranteed, with a roster bonus structure that's turning heads. This isn't just a contract, it's a statement. The Saints are betting on Shough to compete with Spencer Rattler and Jake Haener for the starting gig, especially with Derek Carr out of the picture. LouisianaSports.net's Ross Jackson pointed out that this deal structure, with bonuses tied to training camp, is a creative move by the Saints front office. So, Vikings faithful, does this make you think the Saints are building something dangerous? Or are they just throwing darts? Let's get real for a moment. Why does this matter to us Vikings fans? The Saints aren't in our division, but they're an NFC rival, and any team that's loading up on talent like Bullard and a potential franchise QB like Shough could be a problem down the road. Bullard's departure leaves a gap in our defensive rotation, and while we've got depth, losing a starter stings. Meanwhile, the Saints' QB competition is heating up, and if Shough lives up to the hype, They could climb out of the NFC South basement. What's your gut telling you, Skull Nation? Are we sleeping on the Saints? Or is this just noise? Let's circle back to Bullard's fit in New Orleans. The Saints' defense has been a mixed bag, but adding a veteran like Bullard, who's played under multiple systems, could stabilize their pass rush. He's not a sack machine, but his experience and versatility are huge for a team in transition. Plus, with Kellen Moore and Brandon Staley calling the shots, the Saints are clearly trying to blend youth and experience. Vikings fans, do you think Bullard's gonna haunt us when we face the Saints? Or is he just another depth piece? Hit the comments with your predictions. As for Shough, the kid's got a shot to start week 1, and that's wild for a second rounder. The Saints' QB room is a battleground. Shough, Rattler, and Hayner are all duking it out, and this contract shows New Orleans is banking on Shaugh's upside. His 2024 Louisville tape was legit, earning him Comeback Player of the Year honors, but his injury history and age are red flags. Vikings fans, let's play scout. If Shough was in purple, would you be hyped for him as our QB of the future? Or are we good with what we've got? Let's hear it. Alright, Skull Nation, it's time to wrap this up, but not before we look ahead. The Saints are gearing up for training camp, and with Bullard bolstering their D-line and Shough in the QB mix, they're a team to watch in 2025. For us Vikings, we've got to focus on our own roster. Can we fill the void Bullard left? And are we ready to dominate the NFC North? The season's almost here, and it's going to be a wild ride. So, hit that like button if you're pumped for Vikings football. Drop a comment with your thoughts on Bullard and Shough. Subscribe for more Vikings news, and share this with your fellow Skull fans. Let's get loud. Vikings faithful Skull.